right. So we are now live.
All right. How exciting.
Okay. You know, so the whole problem with this whole like live streaming thing is that there are so many different areas where your volume, you need to adjust your volume here and you need to do all of this. And then it just ends up becoming this whole like just spider's web of adjusting volume and everything.
Yeah.
Like that. It really gets to be a pain. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but
I was kind of ambitious a while ago, and I planned this stream with somebody to talk about a band, and we're both really prepared, and then I don't know why his audio wasn't working, and I'm trying. So his audio wasn't working, so I'm like making signs and showing him on screen, like, try this. It was like a half hour, and it was just a fucking disaster. And I was like, fuck this.
Oh man. What band were you going to talk about?
I don't want to get your channel canceled. Nocturnal Mortem.
Okay. I'm not that knowledgeable of the band, so that's fine by me. But yeah, I don't know.
They definitely had an NS passed, so
okay.
They have since disavowed it, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I gotcha. I don't know. It's kind of like I feel like with talking about black metal is that there of course there's the legacy of the very early bands like Mayhem and Burning Churches and then the murder and all of that. And I feel like a lot of the lore of black metal is just really based on just a handful of stories that happen of events that happened in the 90s that people still think is part of black metal today.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine nowadays that there are any people who listen to black metal who are seriously like into the occult and they're possessed by Satan and they're like they have some sort of seance as they're listening to some black metal band. I don't know, me personally, I kind of am like, I think corpse paint is one of those things that's so played out where if there's any band that started in the 2000s to current and is still wearing corpse paint, I'm like, it is the trendiest posers out there. I think only the first wave bands are the ones who can still wear the corpse paint and be taken serious.
It definitely became a costume.
Oh yeah. It became a costume, and then it's become more than that too. It's become like a gimmick, like it kind of like how 80s 90s thrash bands, death metal, they all wore the Reebok high tops back in the day. But you can't even buy shoes like that anymore, really. Like those old, or maybe you can, but they're really expensive. Last like a week or so ago, I was in Meteor Gem, and there were these two, like, you could tell they were like these guys who just discovered metal probably like a couple weeks ago, but they were all decked out in like the patches. And, their jeans had holes in the knees and they were wearing the white high tops. Like,
holy shit.
Yeah. And you think like, oh, wow, they're so true and so metal. But then I was looking at, and they were buying all of these like albums that I've owned for like over 30 years. And they're like, this one's sick. Like, no, it's.
I didn't know there were like 80s thrash cosplayers. That's funny.
Oh yeah. That's become a thing now. So And even when they go so far as to wear a bullet belt just as normal everyday attire,
Just to
you
go
know,
out and about.
yeah, like, oh, I got to run up to the store, but hold on, let me put on strap on my bullet belt here. Need to let everyone at the Jewel know how metal I am.
That's right. That's right. I'm glad you brought up Meteor Gem because, like, I just recently actually finally went there. Because they're only open like 3 days a week or something, right?
Um, I've only been there on the weekends, but I
Okay.
think it's maybe like a Wednesday through Sunday thing, possibly.
Okay. Because it just happened. Like I knew about it, but like the times I've been in the city, they weren't open, or if they were, I was on the other side of the city and didn't go. But I finally went, and yeah, what a really cool little place. I was pretty impressed with, like, for the little space he had, like how well curated it was, and it was like neat, and you could find things. It wasn't just shit piled all over the place. Like, I love Middle Haven, but Middle Haven was kind of like that, where
Yeah.
sometimes it was just like piles of stuff. And
Yeah, Meteor Gym is really cool because it's a record store that's exclusively all metal.
yep,
Like it's metal, punk, hardcore, that's it. Like you're not going to find any Bob Dylan or anything like that there. It's just all metal. Um so yeah, I like that place a lot. And what's cool about that part of Avondale is then you just walk down 2 blocks and you're at Bucket O' Blood, which has
that's
another.
exactly what I did. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, you could really you could spend an afternoon just like within a few blocks there because you have Meteor Gem, then there's a beer place, then there's Bucket O' Blood, then you can go up to Kuma's Corner for a burger.
Yep.
It's you'd have your whole afternoon set. But yeah, good. Anyways, I saw right here in the chat, James G. Warrior. Always good to see you here. What's that next to you? Is that magazine? It is magazine. A couple pickups that I just got. Yeah, the self-titled magazine. I've been on sort of the late 70s post-punk thing lately, and so I got this one, and then also their second album. You know, Secondhand Daylight. Good stuff for really kind of like synth heavy late 70s post punk type of sound. There was a trend back then that I've picked up on of post punk bands from the late 70s where all of their band names were just single word home appliances or inanimate objects. Like there is
Television.
television, wire, magazine. I was thinking, what if there was another band, really reaching for something like a toaster oven, you know? But,
Yeah, I don't know magazine at all.
it's kind of like, yeah, it's definitely like television, wire, that type of sound, early Cure,
Okay.
in a way, maybe, it's good stuff, definitely. But yeah, so James G. Warrior, good to see you. Got Malia in the chat. Hello, Malia. And so I'm mentally preparing myself. I was also kind of had the itch to do a stream tonight because I'm going to be out of town the next week or so. I'm going to my parents' house to help them move.
Oh my
And
god, that sounds like a riot.
it's it's funny because my mother found a box of old t-shirts of mine, band
Okay.
shirts from high school. And there's a Ministry shirt that I found and I might go grab it. It's a pretty sweet shirt. It's a long sleeve, and it's really awesome, but there's no way in hell it will ever fit me nowadays. You know, like when you find an old school band shirt from back when you weighed 150 pounds and just doesn't work, 40 years later. But then I have a bunch of Van Halen shirts from, back when, I saw them in concert. One of the first concerts that I went to was Van Halen. So I have a couple Van Halen shirts. But when I go to my parents' place, my relationship with my mother isn't like, you're not chipper, like, hey, I'm going to go see my mom. Yeah. And you hang out with mom for a bit and sit around the table chatting with mom. It's more like I need to mentally prepare myself, for being around my mother for a week and a half, because it's not easy, not at all. So yeah, I'm going down to help them move. And then I've talked to about how my parents are lesbians. So I deal with twice the amount of pettiness and, double the amount of, like judgmental, hypercritical type of mom behavior. I deal with twice the amount of that for having two of them at home. But yeah, it's
see, I don't know if that trade-off. Yeah, you probably got the worst of that, because kind of the stereotypical dad is like more of the silent judgment, which can be its own kind of biting slight. But yeah, it might maybe a silent judgment versus two not silent judgments would be better. I don't know.
Well, just to give you an idea of what my mother is like. She was, by the time I was a junior in high school, she was on her third divorce. So, yeah, not the easiest person to get along with.
Why were they all such assholes?
Well, I have some memories of my dad, but he died like ages ago, so I never even really knew him that well. And I have some memories of him, and it's mostly him just in the garage, and trying to be away from my mother.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, I'm heading down there. Okay, so where is it? Scott actually doesn't know me as a warrior. He knows me as the philosopher. Yeah, that's right. You changed your screen.
Oh yeah, I remember him as warrior though at the heavy metallurgy streams.
Yeah, James G. Warrior. You'll always be James G. Warrior to us. Go and try changing your identity as many times as you want, but we all know we know the truth. They're in North Carolina. So, yeah. So I'm driving down to North Carolina, going to go to a few record stores, but I'll be pretty busy the entire time that I'm down there.
Where are they moving?
They're downsizing, so they're only moving like 20 minutes away from where they're already at.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not going to be like anything where it's like a cross country move or anything like that. But yeah.
Whenever around here, my wife sees a house that like, oh, we could move out here, and I was like, I'm not packing up all my shit to move 10 minutes away. What? No. Yeah. I'd rather just stay where I am.
Yeah.
Like unless wherever you are is not feasible for whatever reason, no, it's fine. Well, especially with like, you're a collector, I'm a collector, all the bullshit we have.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to box all this up to move 10 minutes across town.
Oh yeah. I was this Friday actually, the apartment unit, complex that I'm in. It's a small building, and in the courtyard, like the leasing agents, they brought lunch over and everything, and we were outside talking. And she asked me if I was interested in transferring my lease to another unit in the building, and I am. I have my eyes on this one unit that I'm waiting for it to open up because it's right across the hallway.
Okay.
Like I can just walk out my front door right into that front door, you know.
All right.
I mean, but there is an opportunity for another unit, and it's a top floor unit too. I'm on the top floor, which is nice. But she's like, well, you know, you could transfer your lease to that unit. But then I thought about moving all of my records and doing all and packing everything, and I'm like, I'll wait until the one across the hallway opens up.
Yeah.
But yeah. Being a collector and moving, not something to look forward to.
No. This was a while ago, but it was a heavy metallurgy stream with chromium dioxide on it. And they were talking about, like, you know, what do you want to have in your collection, or, you know, and he said he's thought about, like, what would happen if my house caught on fire and this was all gone. And then he goes, you know what, I gotta say, part of me thinks I'd be free. There's some of that, like, yeah, I could never get rid of this shit, but if it was taken away from me, there might be that feeling of, like, oh, I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's
Sigh
gone.
of relief.
Yeah.
And especially I have all of mine insured, so, you know, having some coverage.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, so anyways, I was looking at the lineup for Metal Threat. Are you planning on going this year?
Yes, that's absolutely going to happen. All those bands are going to be there.
Yeah. Well, are you saying that with I detect a hint of sarcasm?
Well, it's already Bewitched already dropped out, and somebody else.
I remember Krieg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember what was it, when I went 2 years ago and I saw Brian there. I know that suddenly, like, half of the band, I only went one night. I think maybe it was Saturday when we met there, and like half of the bands dropped off last minute.
Yeah.
Sinister, some other ones. I can't even remember who, but
it was a lot. It was the majority of bands anyone would care about. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sadistic Intent played. And then we saw
they play all 8 of their songs.
yeah, pretty much. And
Sweet.
I forget who was playing when they were playing, because we saw Dead Congregation, Cyanide. I can't really remember who else, but I'm thinking this year that maybe what I'll do is grab tickets for Saturday and Sunday, and then maybe just get a hotel.
Okay.
For that Saturday night, because you know what? It's in a different venue this time too.
It's in Elgin somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know what the venue is like, but I'm definitely welcome to a different spot, because that place in the strip mall was.
Oh, was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It was actually a good venue, but the problem is that there wasn't anywhere to sit, or I think this is where age is catching up with me for going to shows, where when I go to a show now, I'm hoping that there's somewhere to sit and relax, and
especially all day.
Oh, you're standing on concrete all day. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And,
I bought the original tickets, so I have that ticket, and then I let that roll over to this year, and then they added the Thursday show, which is like, that show is like the the dream show that's never going to happen. It's like Satanic Warmaster and Sargeist and Oceans and White Death and just like tons of bands from overseas. So I bought an additional ticket for that day. So we'll see.
You're doing the full Thursday through Sunday?
I'm definitely doing Thursday through Saturday. Sunday is kind of iffy based on who's there.
Okay.
We'll see if I feel like hanging around.
Okay, cool. Then I'm sure we'll see each other there.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll figure out something. Maybe because I would like to go to I would like to see a lot of the Thursday bands. Sargeist, I saw. Did you ever see Sargeist?
I haven't, no.
Okay, yeah, I saw them play. They played Maryland Death Fest at sometime in like 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a Sunday night. They actually closed out the Sunday night show. Awesome live, so good live. And then like that one night too, B Hexen played, and then
nice.
And then Sargeist played right after B Hexen. I mean, that was just like fucking awesome.
Yeah,
seeing those bands back to back. But yeah, I'd like to see Sargeist again.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely has the. I mean, people I've talked to have just when I've sent them like the lineup, they're just laughing like, oh, yeah, right. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I went to the this last summer. They had they called it Not Quite Metal Threat Fest of the bands that had already committed to coming in, couldn't change it. Like Sabat was the big one that I wanted to see, so I went to see that. So that was cool. But
yeah, what show was that? I forget.
It was in the city, and it was like I think it was 2 days. I only went to one of the days.
Yeah.
It was Sabat. It was Power from Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. It wasn't a real impressive bill, to be honest. Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I basically went to see Sabat, so.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing that flyer, and I just didn't make it to the show. I've been really bad about going to shows. I've something that I've been doing that I really need to stop doing is I'll buy a ticket in advance to go to the show, and then the night of the show, I'm just like,
yeah. Well, I can see that living like nearby. Like you kind of, like whenever I buy a ticket, it's like to Detroit or Chicago, so it's like 2 to 3 hour drive. So it becomes an event. Like I got to plan out. Okay, I need the day off work, and
right.
So yeah, but yeah, I can see that for sure. If I was like living within an hour, I would buy a ticket and then be like, I don't feel like it.
I had a ticket to see Blood Incantation at the Metro, and I'm like a 10-minute walk to the Metro, and this is where age is catching up with me. But it was a Tuesday night show, and I was like, I have a lot I need to do tomorrow, and then I ended up bailing on the show.
I understand. Yeah.
Into the Covens here saying Baby Metal is on the bill. Yeah.
On the bill of what?
I don't know. Bill of bands that suck, I guess.
Oh, they're not. As far as I know, they're not on the bill of Metal Threat. That seems like it would be not on brand.
Yeah, definitely not. He did say here though that you are waiting for Five Finger Death Punch.
They're my favorite band for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's interesting stuff.
Tom had a quote he heard from a comedian about Ted Nugent. It's like, I really don't like his music, but I'm super into his politics. That's how I feel about Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, Ted Nugent. He's God. You know what? His music, like, what was it? Damn Yankees. He was in. It had that one song. Can you take me
High enough?
here? Or yeah,
man.
yeah.
That was a panty dropper.
Oh yeah. Back then it was definitely. But one thing I can say about the Nuge is he did make a loincloth look good. He was one of the first to really sort of innovate the loincloth on stage back in the 70s.
I appreciate you saying that because I think Ted Nugent does not get his due.
No,
And
definitely.
he definitely brought the loincloth into the popular culture.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. The loincloth. It's a good look. I kind of, what's the thing about the loincloth too is, the part of Chicago where I live, you see sort of the eccentric creative types walking around, and occasionally I'll see a guy wearing a kilt. I I kind of always wonder, like, why is it necessary to wear a kilt? Like what is it about the kilt? And because I've seen, and it's the same guy too, who I've seen him walking around, and the same thing where it's a Tuesday afternoon, he's walking up to Whole Foods wearing his kilt. Like,
That's his thing. He's the kilt guy.
He's a kilt man, I guess, but where are you going where it's like, oh, I need to get my kilt on,
Yeah.
Can't be seen out in public without my kilt.
People wonder what's wrong if I'm not wearing my kilt.
Yeah. Right. But
so so you're like Boys Town area? Is that where you are?
I am right in the heart of Boys Town too. Yeah, I'm right in Boys Town. Just a couple blocks over, I have in North Halstead.
Okay.
Plenty of gay bars to choose from. There's Cell Block D, which I think is a gay strip club.
Wow, that sounds extreme.
Well, you could
let's go to Cell Block.
Cell Block, or there's another place called Fantasy.
All right, Fantasy, you can see that like swinging either way, but Cell Block, that's like that sends a message.
Yeah, there's also there's a cafe called Willie's, and their whole menu is just dick jokes. Like their slogan is, you want this meat in your mouth. And and then they have this like chicken tender thing that they serve, and it's like a big chicken tender with two something right here to look like a dick and balls. And yeah, their whole any dick joke that you could think of, they've worked that into their menu. The wording for the items on their menu.
See, that can bring us all together. Like, it doesn't. You're straight or gay, guys are guys. Like,
yeah, dick jokes are universal.
Dick jokes are awesome.
Yeah. The thing about this area in Boys Town is, I see a good amount of guys walking around wearing band shirts. Like, there's this old dude who I saw walking around wearing an old bolt thrower shirt. And then there's a guy across the street who I see wearing a disembodied shirt, and so, I mean, it's a mixed crowd. It's definitely, I'd say it's like 50-50 gay and straight around this area. But
I used to, don't clip this out, I used to be in that area quite a bit, because that was where the original Metal Haven record store was. And then right around the corner was where one of the Reckless locations was, right on Belmont there.
Yeah. Reckless on Belmont is still there. I go there. I usually just walk there.
They moved it though, right? Isn't it down farther from where it was?
This location, it's right by the Belmont Red Line stop.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know where the original location was. There are two in Chicago. There's one on Milwaukee Avenue, and then the one on Belmont.
Oh, did they close the Loop one?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Like I'm. This is old man shit because like when I went down there, it was like I'm talking like late '90s, early 2000s when I would like go there all the time just to go record shopping.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm familiar with the area is what I was trying to say, and I'm desperately trying to say I'm not gay and wasn't going to Boys Town for that for the other activities like Cell Block.
You weren't going dancing at Cell Block.
No, but that Metal Haven store was freaking awesome. That's my favorite record store ever.
Yeah, and is it? So did they move, or because I've only been in Chicago now for 2 years? So
okay.
Did Metal Haven move, or did it just close?
Yeah, they moved out, kind of out in more of the northern burbs, and then they closed. Then they reopened as a restaurant, believe it or not.
Okay.
Metal Haven Grill, and had records, but were also a restaurant. It didn't last very long. I think I was like a year, and then that closed. And then I just actually ran into that dude at the Not Quite Metal Threat Fest thing. He had a booth there selling records and stuff, and talked to him for a little bit. He's doing good. He's just kind of working a day job, and he's got sells Ben's records on the side. So
okay, all right, that's cool. Yeah, it's around here. I haven't gone to all of the record stores yet because honestly, Chicago has a lot of record stores. I mean, I'd say probably more record stores here than anywhere that I've been to. And I mean, when I lived in New York, there were only like really just a handful of record stores worth going to, but there are a lot of record stores here, especially like when you get up to Milwaukee Ave. That's where you have the really big Reckless Records, and then you have Dusty Groove and Sugar. There's another one there. There are like 2 others that I can't think of just on Milwaukee. But yeah, that's cool. All right. What about so I got a CD today in the mail. And this is one of those things. Have you ever ordered something and then you forget that you order it, and then you go out to the mailbox and you're like, oh, hey,
all the time.
Yeah.
I get a notification. Your package is delivered. Like, what?
Right. And so I got a CD in the mail today that I forgot that I ordered from Canada. And it's a band called Cremation. And this is the Black Death Cult demos. So it's all their early demos. Okay. And this is the drummer from Revenge. This is like a very early band that he was in, and these are very raw demos. Like no mixing. They just recorded live and all of that. And the vocals are very raw. And but Jay Reed, the drummer, sick drummer, man. I love his style of drumming. It's just so vicious. But I'm listening to this and I'm thinking to myself, where in life did I take the turn from being just an ordinary guy into someone who's listening to 4-track demos from the 90s? Like,
this rules.
Yeah, I know. It seems like, when I look out the window and I see people walking by, like, just the average guys who are out jogging, and, they're probably listening to Pearl Jam or Dave Matthews Band in their earbuds. And then here I'm up here and I'm looking down at them listening to raw 4-track demos from the 90s. Like, I guess maybe it's a product of being a child of divorce. It's all that I can imagine.
Well, I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, you're looking down on them while they're listening to their normie music and you're listening to your 4-track demos and you're also thinking, I'm so much better than you, you fucking sheep. That's how I feel.
My taste in music is so refined.
That's right. You don't even understand how awesome this is.
Yeah. I don't even. Sorry.
I don't know. Oh, there's a meme going around now from a Coldplay concert about, somebody getting caught in the kiss cam and they were cheating on but my son just showed me that today. So Coldplay's on the mind. I was like, oh yeah, Coldplay. People like Coldplay. It's like, oh yeah, they're freaking really popular still. And I couldn't name you a song, but I will put on Black Salice and just wallow in this freaking disgusting noise. I just feel like this is art, and what you're listening to is fucking bullshit. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know how I got here, but that is how I feel.
I know, right? It's like the music I listen to isn't even pleasurable to listen to.
I don't even like it. That's how good it is.
Yeah, I don't even like it. It's difficult to listen to. I like the juxtaposition of it being music that's difficult and unpleasant to listen to.
It is kind of part of like the bullshit we tell ourselves about. At least, I mean, I won't speak for everyone. For me, like how elevated I am. That like, oh yeah, it's hard to listen to. You can listen to it a bunch of times to even understand what's happening. And like, well, on the other hand, you could say, well, if you have a good song, maybe you don't have to listen to it 50 times to pretend to like it.
I've explained Japanese harsh noise to people. And I've explained to them how you need to listen to harsh noise to really understand harsh noise. And, because it just sounds like, and I'm like explaining to like, yes, I know it just sounds like static and feedback, but you really need to listen to it.
You kind of really.
I joke around that at some point, my taste in music will reach the point where all I can listen to is the sound of silence, like I think that's the end game. That or a 1 kilohertz calibration tone is the only thing that I'll enjoy listening to.
I got just randomly, I got a Masana album.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
I'm not into noise at all. But I just got this and I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out. And I had the most boomer reaction. I put it on and within like 4 seconds, I was like, no, fuck no, this is nonsense.
I have a Masana CD. And of course, everyone has like Merzbow. I have like Merzbow 7 inches out the yin yang. And one that I lost, one that was stolen from me a long time ago, and it pisses me off. I had the Merzbow Gore Beyond Necropsy 12-inch called Rectal Anarchy. And that I've always loved Gore Beyond Necropsy. I think when it comes to just dirty noise, gore grind, filth, Gore Beyond Necropsy do it the best. But yeah, that was the type of music where you could play it at 33 or 45 and it sounds the same.
It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just play it on any speed. It doesn't matter. If your turntable has 78, play it on that. But yeah, I have a bunch of Gore Beyond Necropsy stuff. I've always really liked that a lot. I have a really rare 7-inch of Japanese harsh noise gore grind. The Hiro Hiri he is the name of it. I don't have my 7 inches like within where I can grab them right now. But that's also, it's another one too where it's a 7-inch, but there are like 73 songs on it. I also that's something fun too about listening to noise is having a 7-inch that has like 86 songs on it.
Yeah, yeah.
How does it have 86 songs on it? And then you explain it like, well, you see, there is an art to the 4-second song. But yeah.
See, while I'm in support of doing that, and I think it's awesome. If I had to defend it, I could not defend it. If someone said, "Explain to me how there are 80 songs on this 7-inch," I was like, "It's kind of all bullshit." Like we're all just kind of in on the joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's called noise. Hello. But yeah. All right. What else here? I got a couple pickups recently. And what else was there? Oh yeah. Shit, they're over there. I really got into this band recently called Impetuous Ritual.
Shit, they sound familiar.
It's members of Portal.
Okay.
And really good, like black and death metal.
Okay. Are you into Portal?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
They have eluded me. I've tried and I don't quite get it.
Yeah, Portal have like there's a thing about Portal where it's yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I also like Kahanate too. So one of those things where just conventional tempo and rhythm and stuff just isn't part of their song structure. Didn't Napalm Death have a 7-inch with tons of songs? I don't know. Maybe.
It sounds like something they would do, but I don't know.
I have that Napalm Death 7-inch that was the split they did with SOB way back when, but I don't really have any other Napalm Death 7-inches that I can remember. Yeah. I don't know. Good question. I'm digging. I've been digging Acid Mass and Bastard Cross. You guys know them. Bastard Cross. I know Bastard Noise. I'm not familiar with Bastard Cross.
I feel like Bastard Cross I've just heard not too long ago. I think they were on like a comp.
Yeah.
I want to say like kind of Death Rash.
Okay.
I mean, as far as I remember, pretty cool, but it's my elderly brain. I'm trying to remember more details.
Yeah. I'll have to check that one out. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'd say Impetuous Ritual is the only new band that I've discovered recently, and I'm really into that sound. I do like Portal, but this is kind of more like Portal, but more death metal sounding.
Okay.
Not quite so spastic and crazy. But besides that, for any other metal, I've kind of been, maybe it's a summertime. It seems like with me, my taste in music kind of change with the seasons. And so this summer I've been listening to maybe some more summery type of music. Like
Bryan Adams, things like that.
No, some really pop. Like I've been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
And actually, when I drive down to North Carolina, I have a Fleetwood Mac Genesis playlist that I've been putting together, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a good part of my driving tunes. But
like what era Genesis?
Oh, Phil Collins.
Okay.
Phil Collins, all the way. I like the radio hits.
I'm kind of with you, and that's not popular.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I know. I like the radio hits. It's really good stuff. Um, but okay, yeah, Bastard Cross. I'll check that out. I've been listening to some DB um, stuff lately. Like, this is one that I just picked up recently. This is that band from Japan, Paranoid. This is a comp of like 7 inches that they put out that were this right here. I just picked this one up, and then what was it? I got this recently, which is Heaven's Gate. This is the sort of a super group where it's the drummer from Cannibal Corpse, the singer from Municipal Waste, the guitarist played in I think Combat Wounded Veteran or Reversal of Man, one of those two bands. I forget the pedigree of the entire band, but they were all in like other bands way back when.
That sounds cool. How is it?
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I kind of buy it just for the hell of it, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's not anything that really gets a lot of spins, but still good stuff.
Yeah, I've been kind of in a weird, like, not a lot of stuff has been really, new stuff has really been turning me on lately. So, I guess recently I got that Abigor demo comp. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like it's like a book, hardcover book with 2 discs in it with all their demos on it. I've been enjoying that. And strangely, because I've never really been into Abigor at all, I don't know, just lately I've rather listened to teenagers who don't know what the fuck they're doing but are super into it.
Yeah.
Than like a professional album.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. And then Werewolf Records just put out a Behexen comp of their 3 demos and then their unreleased promo. That was right before the first album. That's been really cool to listen to too. So
yeah,
I've been into that.
I got that one, the Behexen demos. I bought that. I got that probably about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the full everything that Behexen's put out. Yeah, I'm kind of, I've been good about not buying stuff, and then I bought some stuff, but now there's a bunch of stuff coming out that I want to get. Like, I saw the Abigor comp that you were talking about. One thing that I want to get is there's a Fear of God discography that just came out, and it's off of FOAD Records out of Italy, and it's like 4 CDs, and it's like over 350 songs.
Holy shit.
Of just noisy, low talent grindcore. But I want to get that one. And then there's also a new they also just repressed was a Regurgitate LP that I want to get. And then I saw that there's also a Hemdale comp that just came out as well. Like, oh God.
Was that, I feel like I just got a thing for that. Was Hope Angor Death putting that out? Or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah.
Was it them? Okay.
Yeah, them. But it's on Relapse's site. I guess maybe Relapse is doing some distro for Hope Angor Death. But yeah. So yeah,
I don't know. I'm in a weird area where like the bands that I like that I've traditionally followed, like the stuff they're putting out, I'm like, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. Just things aren't really blowing my skirt up lately. So I'm kind of waiting for something new to come along.
That's how I felt when I discovered Impetuous Ritual.
Okay.
I really like the sound. It's heavily that Portal type of sound, but more song structure like a death metal. Really good stuff. But then also with sort of this production that is just really kind of noisy, and the drumming is really chaotic. It's good stuff, definitely.
Yeah, I'll check that out, definitely.
But anyways, yeah, we're sitting here talking about noise and gore grind and extreme black metal and everything. One thing that I was listening to last night was the debut by In Excess.
All right.
I've
never heard it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, well, you've heard Suicide Blonde, right?
Yes. Is that on there originally?
Yeah. Suicide Blonde and Disappear is another hit from the NXS self-titled. And last night I had a sort of a little, where I live. Yeah, I'd love to do an Electric Wizard stream. Definitely, I've been trying to do an Electric Wizard live stream, and I can't find anyone to join me because I have a ton of Electric Wizard stuff to show. So
you still haven't.
What's that?
I said you still haven't because I'm out on that.
Yeah, and so Into the Coven 69. I'm sorry, I forget what was his name?
Frederick.
Yeah, if you're up for the oh, that's right. I think we talked on Instagram.
He's changed his name a few times.
Yeah. I'm still up for the Electric Wizard thing, definitely. Yeah. DM me about that and we'll set up a date. Now, because Frederick's in Australia, I think, right? Or some New Zealand.
I thought he was in England, but I might be wrong about that.
Okay. Either way, we can make that happen for sure. But yeah, like where I live here, I have the luxury of being able to play my music loud. But last night, I was kind of pushing the limit of how loud I can play my music. And it sounded like a 90s dance party up here. Because I was playing In Excess. And then what else was I playing? Just, a bunch of stuff from that era. But okay, yeah, he is in Australia. I remember.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, brother.
Let's do the Electric Wizard deep dive for sure. But all right, cool. I think, how you doing on time? I know I said we were going to keep this at probably about an hour, and we're.
I can be done whenever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to get into Club International lore before we go?
Oh, that's right. You have some smut rags too.
No, I don't want to get you in trouble, so I'm going to cover this here.
Oh no! Please show, definitely.
Show it. I'll show it. Okay. So I think the last update, I think I was like more 96-ish.
Yeah.
Because just to recap for anyone who didn't know, we're debating what's the difference between Club and Club International, and you thought Club International showed penetration,
right?
But I've not seen that yet.
Okay.
So I got an issue. This is Holiday 99, which I think they did 13 issues a year, and the Holiday was like the post-December issue. So this is the most explicit cover I've ever seen. So that's why I warned you. It's full frontal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's side that.
And oh, sorry. So the very subtle, like, tastes like hot pussy.
Okay.
Up there. I'm assuming this was sold in a bag, which is why they could do that. But yeah, full frontal on the cover. So that's a new step that I had not seen. So I thought I should alert you of that. Okay. But looking inside, it's still like, just basic nudity, no penetration, other than there are like some like on the set reports from some porn movies where they have like stills from a porn, and there is penetration in that. So there is movement in that direction.
Mhm.
So I will continue to investigate and let you know my findings.
Okay.
But we're closer. We're closer to penetration in Club International.
When my buddies and I'm talking like when we were in, you know, 7th, 8th grade, freshman in high school, you know, we discovered that there was a dumpster behind the 7-Eleven where
Oh no!
they at the end of the month, you know, they would cut the covers off of the magazines that didn't sell and then throw
Right, send them back for a refund and dump
yeah.
it.
And so we would go to the dumpster behind the 7-Eleven and dig out these porno mags. And it was funny too because, you know, here we are, there are these kids riding our bikes. We would ride our bikes with our backpacks on to get these magazines out of the dumpster. And, but we also, God, this is so disgusting because we get the magazines and then we would also take them to school and then send them, you know, like, because it became like sort of a thing where we bring the magazines to school and then pass them around to other people. This was all before the internet,
Right, right.
you know, this was how you know, you had to work to get your porn back in those days.
Yeah, and when you got it, you appreciated it.
Yeah, you appreciated it a lot more. And it was, I mean, the things that they're into nowadays in porn of like, you know, you go to Pornhub and they have a whole categories section and it's just like page after page of fetishes that even go into like armpits and, you know, all of this and, you know, yeah, armpits and cosplay and, you know, all of ASMR, which by that point you're just listening to it. And it's like, you know, back in our days, we pulled an old magazine out of the dumpster and that's what we had. And you know what? We enjoyed it.
That's right.
You know, we had to work for our porn.
You'd have the luxury of like, oh, I'm only into toes. You took what you got.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And yeah. Anyways, well, you know, it's good. I appreciate the throwback to the Club International.
Well, I'm gonna continue the investigation and let you know my findings.
Oh, please do, definitely, definitely. All right. I think about ready to wrap this up. So
Cool, man. It was fun. Thanks for inviting me.
yeah, had a few people in the chat tonight, and but yeah, all right, cool. We'll talk later. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too. Later.
Bye.